All right, so Sendero thought it would be a great idea to get the three best dads together and shoot a little video, being that Father's Day is around the corner. Unfortunately, they were not available, so here we have Ed and Tyler, fathers.
Thanks for that introduction.
Yeah, her glowing endorsement. Thank you.
I am Ed Hart.
I'm Tyler Davies.
I'm Eric Gallardo. I've got two kids. My daughter will be 14 by the time Father's Day comes around, and my son just turned 11. I think Ed has two boys.
My two boys, 24 and 22.
I also have two boys, 19 and 16.
That's impressive ages, guys. Yes. So the idea today is I want to, I guess, we'll shoot shop with each other and ask questions that only dads can answer.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So Father's Day is around the corner. What does Father's Day look like at the Hart House?
Well, I mean, it's quite the affair. There's typically balloons, flowers, lots of recognition, breakfast in bed. Reality is it'll be like any other Sunday. But no, I joke. It'll be nice. My kids are in town. They're both graduated. One works in Austin. One lives in San Antonio. He just graduated. So people will be around. In the past, they've been gone. So it'll be nice. It'll be nice having family around.
No, I agree. I think just, you asking your dad, just spending time with your kids and also spending time away from your kids are probably the two best times.
That's
how about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I'll end up cooking steaks for everybody. Somehow that's how it works in my house. Is I end up cooking. I do like to cook, but yeah, I'll cook steaks for the crew, and then the boys and I'll torture Melissa with something that we have to watch because I like it. And anything Star Wars related, our house is a hit. And yeah, no, Eric, not a fan.
Star Wars, never. I couldn't get into it. I tried.
Let me rephrase. Anything with explosions. Melissa will ask sometimes, can we watch something without an explosion? That's kind of a criteria sometimes. So
how about you?
Yeah, what about you?
What does Father's Day look like in my house? No, I think it's a lot of the same. Just spending family time. I'm not much of a cook. I miss that whole barbecue. So order pizza is going to be my jam.
It's your day.
Yeah, it is my day. It's my day. And hopefully by then the Spurs will already won the title so we can just celebrate a Spurs title.
I can't believe you said that out loud, but yes, we will join you in that sentiment.
So talking Spurs, talking sports, right? So I guess let me preface before I talk about sports in your household. Ed, you played college basketball. Tyler, you played college soccer. I am the two-time Sendero Pop-A-Shop champion.
Truth.
Yes. So I think I guess my opinion has the most weight. But
for the most recent champions, yeah, that's by like decade.
But it's the sports are real important in my house. We love basketball, all that stuff. And so growing up, my dad never let me win a basketball. Like I had to play him like a man until I could actually beat him until I think it was like 8th grade until, I was this size. What did that look like for you at your house?
Well, that's a good question. I don't really know the answer to that. I know we played everything and they ended up focusing kind of basketball and baseball and then almost all baseball. Baseball is a sport I wasn't familiar with, so I just was this great encouraging father. And then when it came to basketball, I was a terrible father. I told them all the things that I knew they should have been doing, and of course they revolted against that. But no, I mean, sports, I would agree with you. Sports are important in our house. It's not the only thing, but it's a great way for accountability, to learn how to win, to learn how to lose. And as far as me letting them win, it became a fine line very quickly as to me just deciding not to play with them anymore because there was no me winning, period.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad to hear that sports are important to you because they're a terrific way to toughen up. Again, I speak for boys.
Yeah.
And have them, be thoughtful about authority, but also, stay in shape, work hard, be on a team, all the above.
I think you can make the point that sports really sets people up for, teamwork, accountability, putting in work, effort, that kind of thing. How about you, Tyler?
So my boys played soccer when they were little, liked it, but didn't love it. And I really tried not to push it. So I'm still the reigning champ for soccer, anything soccer related, including FIFA at our house. They can't beat me in any of it.
Yeah.
When my oldest got a little older, he started running cross country, which I had done in high school to stay in shape for soccer. And so he passed me his freshman year. And that wasn't because I was letting him win. It was because he beat me.
Yeah, it was fast.
Yeah. And his mom was rooting for him to break my mile and 5K records. Didn't quite happen, but not for lack of encouragement from his mom and me.
Yeah.
But it's it's fun to watch him. And then my my youngest is a wrestler. He's going to be a junior, and so he is really eager to wrestle me, and I'm not eager to wrestle him.
Yeah, Junior is like a man. Like, so he's your size. He's bigger. I don't think
He's a little shorter than me, but
Uh,
he knows how to wrestle, and I don't. So that's
You're wise.
trying to be. So
And we're all at a certain age where if we sleep wrong, we're injured. So I couldn't imagine just wrestling a teenager.
yeah, we have tile floors. Like he's trying to grab the back of my leg.
This CB affect my everyday life. If I sprain my ankle, I will. Yeah,
Right.
no, it's the worst. Yeah, it's interesting how we go from playing sports like that to now I'm just an avid runner. Hated running, growing up, but now it's like, gotta stay in shape, that kind of thing. It's funny you mentioned FIFA though, because I play 2K with my son and just dominate him all the time because I play basketball the right way, much like the Spurs. Until the and I took it personal.
That's a father. That's a dad thing to say. Yeah.
I unplugged the game and everything, and I was like, "You're grounded." I don't know, man. You're done. No, it's fun. So we can get a little more serious, right? We're talking sports, video games, that kind of thing. Being that you guys are head of the household, what are things that you guys institute at home that are like musts that like, okay, we're all busy, we're all this and that, but this we have to do.
Well, I think it's interesting that you said I'm the de facto head of household because I am the father. You are the father. There might be some debate as to whether I'm a CFO or a CEO, but nevertheless, for the purpose of this conversation, I would say, and Melinda and I agree on this, this town and fortunately Sendero allows us to, it's meals, every day, daily meals, dinner.
Yeah.
The
Dinner at the table.
dinner at the table, yes. And it's harder and harder to do that. We're all atomized by technology and activities, but that was kind of a non-negotiable. And that's, it helps to have both parents on the same team on that one, and we are and have been. But I would say that that's far and away the best thing.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Father's Day video, but I'm going to give Melissa credit on this one. She's the same meals together is a big deal. Not every night, but just forming the habit where that's the expectation, without really saying it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then really when they were growing up, when they didn't have plans, we would watch movies together. And that again came from Melissa. So credit to her. But I think too, we really like to travel as a family.
Yeah.
And so that's been fun to do with the boys and see them light up when they see something new that they can't see in San Antonio Test or something. So.
Did you guys grow up like that? Was that a big deal to eat at the table or to travel with your families?
Dinner was for sure. That was something we did. I feel like we probably didn't communicate as well back then just because it was a generational reality with our parents. Our parents are great, but so we really do, that's a time to really learn about what happened that day. And, the more you do it, the earlier you do it, everybody, it becomes a great venue for that kind of conversation. So yes, that's a tradition that unfortunately was foisted upon me, so I kept it going.
No, I love that. I think it's tough, and especially in between, I don't know, Uber Eats and DoorDash and things like that, like sitting down at a table is something that kind of not
That's structured activity, which dominate. I mean, that's the hard thing. Like unstructured activity is also, I think, a thing that we would try to just make sure, lots of playtime. At some point, sports dominate. We just talked about that. Or just not even sports, activities. There's so many things to do. Anyway.
Yeah, no. So as you were kind of like mentioning that, I was thinking about how fast it all goes. And I know we have kids at different ages, right? So, I mean, I think you picture sitting down with your kids and your family and you're like, I remember when we used to do that, and it's like, I wish we could do that now, but maybe during it's, she won't get off her phone or he won't get off his phone or, things like that.
Yeah. It's like the world conspires against families to do that. These families. Yeah.
It's tough on us. It's tough on dads. We have to eat the ends of the breads, right? The butts of the bread. We had to eat pizza crust, the burnt bacon.
This is a good point.
No, this is stuff. This is our dad. Yeah, I'm passing off all the burnt, bread, tortillas, all that. Yeah.
I'm working on my to-do list for Father's Day. Thank you.
Yeah. We're gonna end up with my day. We're gonna end up with a new tie and a hammer or something for Father's Day.
But I'll tell you, Eric, you're right. to talk about things speeding up with the age your son is, because middle school, at least for us, we did this last year before Bryce's freshman year in college, and we blinked and he's now a sophomore. So
Yeah, catch us up on that. How was
it,
that?
it was good. It was good. But your point around being intentional with time while you have them here is good, because it really flies,
Yeah.
especially for us, at least starting in middle school. So
No, so yeah, my son's going into middle school. We had to introduce him to deodorant, so that's a big deal at the house. And sorry, you have to brush your teeth. Like I shouldn't have to ask you, but right, that's a different conversation for a different day. Did you brush your teeth? But once the girls enter the equation, maybe that'll be
There's a self-correcting market route. It's a teenage boyhood.
yeah. So yeah, I guess talking about that, I guess what fatherly advice other than just kind of appreciating being there for your kids, what are like main dad takeaways you could get to? Obviously we're not the best Sendero dads, but this is what they got.
Yeah, we are Sendero.
We are, in fact, these on the list. We are on the list. We check ours out. Yeah.
I would say be firm and give them boundaries, but keep them talking to you. That's always been the attempt, is and explain why there's consequences of things. If you overreact because you're impatient, for example, you apologize, but maybe explain yourselves. I think being transparent helps in certain respects. But I think, but also, especially given your son's age, not fighting their battles, letting them sort things out. It's a big one. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard for all parents, I think, especially for some, but just letting them, with training wheels, but letting them fight their own battles as they get older is, I think, an important lesson that my boys have had to figure out.
Yeah. I mean, all those are great. Check homework, but don't do homework.
Yeah.
But, quickly, you can't do the homework anyway, so might as well out and do it. Yeah. Communication's great. I love accountability. It's such a fine line between squashing confidence and just recklessness. But to me, the most important thing is, again, for boys, is confidence. Academic confidence, physical confidence in a room with people, and again, because of distractions with digital or whatever, that is a attention grabbing thing, and it makes it harder to be outward facing. And I've got my boys are great, but they're very different. One's a little more introverted, and so that is a muscle he does not naturally want to work out. He's working now, so that helps. He's for force lords, yeah. But it's that's really good. Just to encourage, but it's at some point, accountability / punishment is important.
Well, it's hard to even just kind of watch them go through those growing pains, I guess. Like, this is going to be a mistake. What you're doing is silly, but, I guess that's how you learn.
Yep.
I feel like my parenting is different than my parents' parenting towards me. Do you feel that a lot?
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, you can there's a temptation to overparent, for sure. When there was a lot of underparenting in the past, right? Somewhere in between is maybe the right answer. But
well, and we need to warn you, you're about to get really stupid.
I could get that already.
That is and uncool.
Uncool and really stupid, like overnight. Embrace it. My oldest is 19. I hear it's coming back, but I don't see it on the horizon.
Well, I was going to ask you guys that, right? Like, we're so cool as the dad to your sons. You're the hero. I can make up stories that I used to play for the Spurs, or, that I'm just the coolest guy at school. But in that player,
we'll back you on.
No, but yeah, I've got 2 trophies. But yeah, I was going to ask that, does it come back? So it sounds like at a certain point they realize, like, dad was right the whole time and he's not a bad guy.
That's a question for Ed. I don't know.
Yeah, you might be still,
I don't know.
It hasn't come full circle yet.
Well, it's a good question. I have, I don't, every time they have, I just sort of really have maybe given too much of a leash. And I think part of it is the teamwork between Melinda and me.
Mm-hmm.
She's maybe a little more hands-on, and that is a real benefit, because there are things where, we needed to be leaning in. But for the most part, every relationship that they encounter is theirs to foster, not mine. I want them to grow up. So I think it's funny that the kids decide that you don't know anything, and then the minute they start working, and maybe a thing or two, but you're right about parenting. We just communicate more than we used to. We're allowed to. I mean, Melinda always reminds me, it's like, this is not 1987 or, this is not your childhood. It's theirs. So it's probably okay to text them, check in on them,
Right.
because it's easy to be lonely alone in this world. You're on your phone and you think you're connected, but you're really not. So engaging, and we try to do a little bit more of that.
Yeah, no, good point. No, I like that. I feel like growing up, like my dad would have never played I love my dad, right? And we have a great relationship now as adults and all of that, but never played a video game with me or never did these kind of things with, so I try to be there for my kids. And it's
Too busy dunking on you.
you might have been, yeah. My dad could play ball. Way to go, Dad. But yeah, no, so I think that's one of the things that I took into parenting is like, not that anything was wrong. I just wanted to be different.
Yeah.
And so I think we do more hands-on with the kids, but then also a whole bunch of hands-off. I think my iPad raised my daughter for like 3 years. Shout out iPad. Father did for
I mean, there's some technology it's additive and great.
for sure.
Managing it.
Oh yeah, that takes you into a whole new world with like the social media, and when do you allow like your kids to do all that? So what's the dad takeaway on that? How do you parent social media? How do you
So we had two thresholds when they got a phone in middle school. I don't know what the right answer is. First of all, let me state that.
I think
play
we're
rate.
born on the phones.
Yeah. But when they entered middle school, they got phones so that we could communicate with them when needed. And then our rule was that they had to wait until freshman year of high school to get social media, just because of all the data points. And that came with the lectures around, hey, everybody's putting their very best version.
Yeah,
What
real, yeah.
Yeah. So but again, I'm not very smart right now, so I don't know how much they can say. But it is. The phone's one thing, but the social media is another, and just making sure that they have the skills to navigate it. I think it's important.
Parents are getting smarter about that. I feel like technology is amazing. It's great. It drives the economy, but there's just been this gigantic experiment being performed on families these days. And, it's hard to watch, elderly folks deal with technology, not to mention young people deal with technology. It is befuddling and bizarre. I'm not really sure. Melinda could tell you exactly when we allowed social media. I think we tried as long as we could. And of course, the minute the older sibling has it, it's almost.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, he had it when he was 9, so I should have it when I'm 9, or it's tough.
Social media is but they, kids use it to communicate, and they're regularly in communication with people. As my kids now have these friends and networks around the country from college, and it's inexpensive communication.
No, it can be great. I think I think about my high school experience and things like that. I'm just happy it came after me.
Yeah.
I think I think it's rough. Yeah, rough on these kids.
Yep.
Ed just looks famous. So when I was beating him the first time at Sendero Papa-Shot Championship, a group of high school basketball kids came and took pictures with Ed because he has to be somebody.
The loser. Yeah. I told you I saw there's the Papa-Shot contest on ESPN the other day.
Yeah.
You would have rolled those guys.
Make sure we got that. We're capturing on that. Put that on the site. Yeah. That'll help me with my kids. Help me be the cool dad for a little while longer.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can say this, Eric, it just gets more and more fun. Every year that they grow is as it should be. The minute I start thinking and reflecting on the past, I'm just excited about the present and the future, because they're always into something new. They're learning. You're going to see them learn, get smart, get excited about stuff. I mean, I would say try a lot of things. And then if they start emerging as being interested in something, you water that plant for sure. But then the risk is to be overly exposed to one thing. They're young. They can learn a lot of stuff.
Well, I'll give you credit for that, because I've asked you over the years, because your boys are just ahead of mine. And so I've asked as mine have approached milestones, like, does it make you sad? Or and you've always talked about how the next step is really fun. And that's totally my experience too, is that it is sad to watch them become, leave childhood, but it's really fun as they get more interesting and try and take you down on a tile floor. I mean, they become a baby. That's something I hear it's happening, but they become fun.
Yeah, dude. It's funny that you kind of brought that up like organically. I was writing that question down kind of when you first have kids, it's, oh, look, they can smile. Oh, look, he can walk. Oh, look, he can use the bathroom, that kind of things. And so like each age brings on its own experience and things like that. So no, that's awesome that I've got things to look forward to, because right now it is a cool age. Like I get to show you all old school basketball. I get to teach you about, Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player ever exist. And then, so like, yeah, just saying no big deal. And then playing video games and things like that. So no, I'm excited about, I guess, what the future holds as he goes into middle school.
Oh, look, he can walk. Oh, look, he can drive. Oh, look, he can elbow me in the throat and dunk on my face. Like, oh,
Yeah, I don't like that so much. So like, there's no good.
no more. Yeah.
Oh, look, he can show up with a traffic barrel in the front seat of his car because he found, which is,
It's okay. You raised him right.
Yeah, okay. We'll ask that question. At what point will you see your kids do something? You're like, okay, I raised a good man kid
Wow.
person.
It's always interaction with somebody else, like independent engagement, at least at this stage for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I hear from somebody that said, "Oh, I saw so and so," I was like, "Oh, you engaged?" She's like, "Oh, engaged." We talked. A good 5-minute conversation. She's telling me to do an hour. So
My kids,
yeah. So anyway, I mean, there's lots of evidence of that. I mean, it's and then I think the hard part is just, it's not even hard. It's just, you just gotta let them go. It's time to run the race.
yeah.
At least mine are that stage.
Mm.
They still need a little help here and there, but
yeah. Now, I'll piggyback that. I think, too, the two boys of you watching and interacting together has been fun. That there's some things that they talk about that we don't know, which is fine.
We were all in that age before.
Yeah. And so just them being buddies, that's been reassuring that we did something right, at least.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that they're there for each other as brothers. Yeah.
and sense of humor. Like when that pops out, you're like, oh,
Yeah, I see that a lot with most times. Yeah, we play, and I've told you about it, Tyler. It's a game that you can download on the TV, and then everybody dials in from their phone, and you get to play games on the what. Anyway, so my kids will put a super. I have no idea. Yeah, where do you connect? Where's the control? But no, my kids will put jokes up there that I swear, like I wrote, and I'm just like, oh my god, you guys are animals. Yes, but well done. These are my children. It's awesome. So I feel like we talked a lot about, like, raising young men and raising them right and all that stuff. So I guess give me some solid advice for my 14-year-old daughter as she goes into high school.
pass.
All right, so we had a lot of fun today, chatting with Ed and Tyler. Really grateful for this time with you guys. And I actually really just enjoyed, these were all questions I really want to know the answer to. So we had a lot of fun, but in all seriousness, happy Father's Day from us three and everybody else at Sendero. And